Today's story begins with the priest of the temple called Abid, accompanied by his student named Nunreen. They came out of a door and found themselves in the middle of an iceberg. Suddenly a witch appeared, turning Nunreen into an ice statue. She told Abid, "You came to kill me, but you can't." Priest Abid started fighting her. The witch smashed the icy floor, and then she threw lumps of snow at him in order to kill him. But priest Abid managed to defeat her and imprisoned her. Then Nunreen, the assistant priest, went back to his normal state, and he went to put the witch in a special place for all the monsters that priest Abid had defeated before this period. Now we move to the top of the highest mountain in the city, where live two sisters of snakes who have the ability to turn into two ordinary girls and are thousands of years old. The green snake called Xiang was very angry because she hated disturbing people who climbed to the top of the mountain in search of medicinal herbs and plants. This young man named Sane has great experience in herbs and plants, was with his friends at the top of the mountain in order to collect the herbs he uses to treat the inhabitants of his village. Sane was trying to climb the mountain. Suddenly the green snake Xiang terrified him, causing him to fall into the river. The snake Susa watched him drown and couldn't bear to see him die. She immediately dived into the river to save him. Sane saw her, but thought himself dreaming. When he came out of the water, he asked his friends what girl saved him, but they surprised him when they told him there was no one in the place and they didn't see any girl. Susa was looking at him from the top of the mountain and she liked him very much. Now we move to priest Abid. He was walking around the village. He saw a girl. On her neck were traces of bat bites. Abid was going to have a festival tonight, so he tells his assistant Nunreen that they have to eliminate all the monsters before the festival begins. Susa was fond of the young man she saved from drowning. She went with her sister to see him again after they turned into normal girls. Susa ordered her sister to search Sane and bring him near the lake at night. Priest Abid and his assistant knew there were monsters in the village and took their caution on that basis. Anyway, while searching for Sane, Xiang met assistant Nunreen. They got to know each other, but Xiang told him she was busy and would meet him another time. She went to Sane and told him that her sister wanted to meet him, but Sane told her, "You're wrong, I don't know you and I've never seen your sister." Then he left her and went by boat. Xiang got mad at him. She blew her breath on the boat and then walked into the water and kept pushing the boat to where her sister was. After they arrived, Susu said to Sane, "Don't you remember me?" He told her he saw her for the first time. She told him, "Do you love any girl?" He told her, "I love a girl who saved me from drowning before today, but unfortunately I don't even remember what she looked like because I saw her underwater." Suddenly Susu threw Sane in the water and dived with him. Then she kissed him so he could remember her. Indeed, Sane remembered her, recognized her, and then hugged her. At this time, assistant Nunreen was chasing some monsters. He jumped on their boat to fight them. The monsters flew in the air and then threw a lot of bats at Nunreen in order to kill him. Nunreen managed to eliminate them, but unfortunately before he got off the boat he was pulled by the biggest monster they had. The monster bit him by the neck and flew him into the sky. The priest Abid came in time and chased the monster. Nunreen managed to escape and ran away. Abid grabbed the tail of the monster that flew into a volcano outside the city. Abid grabbed his neck and strangled him. Since then he threw it inside the volcano, which led to the monster drowning in the fire of the volcano, and he died. Priest Abid and Nunreen returned to the temple. Abid told the temple servants that Nunreen would be lucky if he managed to survive after being bitten by a bat. The next morning, Sane told Susu that he still feels like he's dreaming and he can't believe she's with him. Susu promised him that she would stay with him and would not leave him for the rest of her life. Then Sane told her, "I want to meet your family because I want to ask them to marry you," and she agreed. Anyway, at this time, Nunreen woke up and found himself transformed into a bat, so he decided to escape from the temple, and priest Abid knew about it. Nunreen didn't bear his new form, so he decided to take his own life. But before he did that, Xiang came to him. He told her, "I have to kill myself because I became a monster." Xiang was joking with him. She pulled the chair from underneath and told him, "I will help you kill yourself." Then she gave him the chair again and said to him, "Don't worry, I'm also a monster like you." Nunreen was very afraid of her, but she told him, "Don't be weak, you should get used to your current situation." She taught him how to sleep like a bat and then told him, "You certainly needed blood," and she handed him her neck to suck her blood. In fact, she was just joking with him. Then she gave him a drink. After drinking, he knew that the drink was blood. He kept screaming because of the situation he had become. Now we go back to Susu. She took Sane in order to meet her family as asked. Sane walked into the house and marveled at Susu family members whose actions were so strange. It was like this because Susu and her sister agreed with their animal friends to turn them into humans in order to meet Sane on the basis that they were the family of the girl who would marry her. Anyway, Xiang ordered Susu to take out Sane before the animals returned to their original form, but Sane refused to go out before he completed his speech. Here the effect of magic began to go away from animals. For example, the stepmother had rabbit ears on her. The feet of the uncle who served tea turned into chicken feet. Despite all these scandals, that Susu will be subjected to King Priest Abid, because he knew that this place contained monsters. Susu's friend the mouse preceded them. He entered the house before them and told Susu that Abid is here in order to raid the place and eliminate everyone present. Xiang drugged Sane and ordered Susu Susu to take him from here. While she stayed there to face Priest Abid, the priest started facing Shang. He managed to control and defeat her, but before he deals the fatal blow to her and kills her, Nanrin appeared and hugged her in order to protect her from the priest. Abid was surprised to see his disappeared assistant. He backed out of killing Shang because he didn't want to hurt Nanrin. Nanrin insisted on the priest and asked him to leave Shang and not kill her. Abid told him, "Leave her and come with me." Nanrin said to him, "I became a monster like them and I can't go back to the temple with you." Then he took Shang and flew with her, and she thanked him for saving her life. Anyway, Sane woke up after he removed the drug. He told Susu that his dream was to own a medicinal herbal shop. At this time, Priest Abid returned to the village where he found all the residents of the village sick, and many of them died of an epidemic. Sane tried hard to treat them with the herbs he collected from the mountains. Abid told him that this epidemic has spread because of monsters and magic, and that people are going to die inevitably because this epidemic has no cure. But Sane didn't give up. He came home to get another treatment. When Susu saw her husband Sane's insistence on treating people, no matter what price he would pay, she decided to help him. She puffed her magic breath into the herbs, resulting in a breakdown and twice her strength. The priest also did not stay idle. He kept chasing the monsters that caused this pandemic and wiped out some of them. Susu felt weak and began to lose her energy gradually. The mouse told her that the cause of this weakness was the magic breath that she puffed into Sane's herbs and could cause her to lose her life. She said to him, "This is not important. I want to help my husband Sane, even if my life pays a price for this." Then she left him and went. Sane took the treatment to the villagers. When Abid saw it, he understood it contained magic, so he asked Sane, "Are you the one who attended this drug?" Sane told him, "My wife helped me prepare it." And then Abid gave a dagger to Sane, and he said, "Consider it a simple gift from me." After this, Abid went to see Sane's wife and knew she wasn't a human being. He tried to control her, but Susu resisted him in all forms. Abid was so strong and managed to trap her. He told her, "You should divorce Sane. I will forgive you this time because you helped people." This made Susu so sad. Anyway, Sane went back to Susu and told her that the antidote had healed all the village residents, and that he was glad about it. Then they sat down for dinner. Susu noticed something strange in the food, so she asked Sane, "What did you put in the food?" He told her that he put a herb protecting from snake bites. Susu got very angry, so she walked into one of the rooms and locked the door on herself. Suddenly she began to turn into a snake because of the herb that affected her magic and brought her back to normal. Susu wanted to run away in order for Sane not to see her in her true form, but Priest Abid came in and attacked her because she didn't hear his word when he told her, "You should divorce Sane." Susu returned to her original form and turned around to Priest. Sane walked into the room. He was horrified by the form of the snake and fell to the ground. The snake kept attacking Abid. This one that made Sane grab the dagger and stab the snake without any hesitation. Then the underwater snake escaped. Sane thought the snake had swallowed his wife, but Priest Abid told him, "Your wife is the snake. The dagger you stabbed her with took from her the magical force that makes her turn into the human form, and she will die soon." Sane was so sad because he lost his wife, the love of his life, and he will never see her again. The mouse came and told him that there is a herb called the spirit herb that can transform Susu into human again, but it is in a place full of monsters. Sane decided to go get the herb after the mouse showed him where it was. We go back to Susu. She's about to die because she lost almost all of her energy. Her sister was so sad because she couldn't help her. Sane got to the spirit herb, and he could get it. When he heard the voice of Priest Abid and the rest of the priests out there, he gave the herb to the mouse in order to get it to Susu. Suddenly the flames died out. All the monsters that Priest Abid had locked up before this period were released and entered Sane's body. Abid took Sane to the temple in order to get the monsters out of his body. The mouse delivered the herb to Susu and told her that Abid had caught Sane and taken him to the temple. After Susu was cured, she went with her sister to the temple to free Sane. Priest Abid confronted them. They had a great battle in which they used all kinds of magic, which led to the entire temple sinking into the water. Susu dived into the water, rescued Sane and took him out of the temple, but the surprise was that Sane was amnesia and didn't remember her. Susu thought it was the priest who did this in order for Sane to forget her and walk away from her, so she decided to kill him. She sent a lot of snakes by magic towards the priest, and the snakes were biting him from everywhere. Abid resisted them, and he could get rid of them then. He imprisoned Susu inside a room where she can't get out of, but he couldn't bear to see Sane tormented, so he liberated Susu again. Susu went straight and embraced Sane. This time his memory came back to him and remembered her, and then they lived in peace. Today's film ends here. I hope it has impressed you. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And also you can watch more if you want. Goodbye.